Geese with MMA UK News, and I'm joined today by SBG Ireland's Dee Begley. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today, Dee. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all, Aaron. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime. And congratulations on your recent inclusion to Invicta FC roster. Well, no doubt you'll be excited on your new journey.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think, I fought over in the US for my last couple of fights. I've beaten some big names, and I think it's about time, to be on a platform where, I'm competing against that kind of quality of talent anyways. So why not be on the platform to, show off my skills?
Yeah, it is a very, very big platform, and it is like the fighter's dream to fight in America. I know you fought there a few times before, but it must be absolutely incredible to have signed with them, definitely.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited, and my debut with them will be soon enough. So I'm hoping to be able to announce a date in the coming weeks, and an opponent probably soon enough after that.
I definitely look forward to that announcement. But with a prolific skill set such as yours, but no doubt many were interested in your signature. Right, was the offer from Invicta an opportunity you just couldn't refuse?
It was 100%. I had an offer from Combate again, like to re-sign with them.
Yeah.
They loved my fighting style, my kickboxing, and as I demonstrated in my last fight, I'm a well-rounded MMA fighter. I was the underdog going into that fight against Hannah Guy, who had been, on The Ultimate Fighter. So there was interest, and for me, the next path on my journey in my career, it just made so much sense to sign with Invicta. I've only ever heard good things about Shannon and her team. My teammate Danny Nealon has signed with them last year and recently won the belt.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say what you must be relishing the thought of of many trips you'll be taking with Danny.
Yeah, so like we train together every day, and my friend Katie Saul as well. The three of us are hoping to be on the next card together. It would just be, getting ready with them, being in camp with them would just be massive, because we're always there helping each other out for each other's fight camps. But, to be fighting on the same day, to be traveling together, to be, have fight week with them would be something very special, especially with Danny like defending her belt, and me putting myself in contention for that vacant flyweight belt too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Everything's always better with your teammates, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah. And Katie Saul as well, like, she recently fought the atomweight champ, like she fought the atomweight champ before she came atomweight champ. It was a very closely contested fight. So, there's no reason there couldn't be three Invicta belts at home in SBG Ireland in the future.
Yeah, but it's like a what treasure trove over there, isn't it, in SPG?
It is, it is. You know what? Like when you're in a gym with such highly skilled coaches and surrounded by like talent who fight on the likes of, the UFC, Bellator, you know, people doing fighting where you want to fight, you're only going to get better. And like that's why, I'm in the position where I can, you know, I'm so confident signing with Invicta. Like I don't see anyone on their roster who could beat me in there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, but Invicta has always prided themselves in giving the ladies of MMA a platform to reach their goals in the violent yet exhilarating sport. But have you set yourself any personal objectives as you prepare out for your new venture?
Any personal objectives, I suppose, because there's been like I've always been a very professional about my fight camps, but even the team around me, my strength and conditioning coach, my nutritionist, and my coaches, this camp we're taking a new approach. Everyone's going to know what I'm doing on a weekly basis, and
Hmm.
it's just that kind of, I have that like tight knit team now, where everyone's in communication. So just bringing that up to another level. And my S&C coach literally said it this morning. It's like, why have fight camp? Like, why fly business class when you can fly first class? So
Yeah.
that's kind of the approach I'm going to have. I'm going to have this first class training camp for my next fight. and it's just going to show in the cage. My last fight was very composed and very, and it was quick. So I want, to really demonstrate, like I even feel my striking, I haven't really shown my capability there yet in the cage, like live in a fight. I feel like I haven't my last fight I really tapped into that into that flow state, into that zone.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've caught a few of your fights. Each and every time you take the walk, you are a completely different person out there. I look forward to to witnessing what you've been working on. Definitely.
Yeah. No, it's exciting, and like I did join SPG Ireland as, mainly a striker. I'd done, a year and a half of wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but since moving to the gym, it's really, I was recently in, well, I suppose not recently, 7 months ago, I was awarded my purple belt by my coach John. And, even I've come up levels since receiving that as well. So I'm excited to show off, a bit more of my wrestling. I suppose that's something that hasn't been shown in the cage yet. So just showing off all aspects, everything I'm capable of. I feel like I am a much more well-rounded fighter. And I feel like Combate was a great platform for me to develop myself. I came across some really tough opponents. I came across everything. I came across opponents who missed weight, who were quite a bit bigger than me when we were in the cage. I had fight camps over there in Miami that didn't go to plan, and so there was a lot of different things, a lot of external factors, and I think, having to deal with them in those situations and show up then on the night, it's all really valuable experience.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, fighting in Miami, I bet the weight cut weren't too bad because of the heat. I bet that helped incredibly much.
Yeah, no, no. Do you know what? I've never missed weight. My nutritionist is an absolute superstar. It's Tristan Kennedy, and definitely, like, you have to be careful in Miami. I can't, like, the few days coming up to the weigh-in, I can't, expose myself to too much heat, put the body under too much pressure.
Yeah,
So yeah, but like, don't get me wrong, there was one fight camp I had that, it was, I suppose, so an hour before the fight, when I had my hands wrapped, I was like warming up,
yeah,
and I was told my fight was off. So they were like, look, we'll try schedule they had a show the following week.
mm,
I was so lucky. The corner man I had was one of the young fellas in my gym in SPG Ireland. Neither of my coaches could make that trip, but even if they had, they wouldn't potentially have been able to stay on that extra week. So,
mm.
I've been quite fortunate, even with the stuff that's gone wrong. Like, there's so much that's gone right as well for me. We were able to stay an extra week. Combate looked after us amazing. And, we got to train. We trained a day in MMA Masters. And, it was even really interesting going over to a gym like that. And, because of course you're going to have comparisons to your gym at home here.
Yeah,
And, there was so much to be grateful for, like the amount of girls I have training in the gym here in Ireland. Like, they don't have that over there. They do have quite a few, but like, they're not there, every day. So I'm quite fortunate to have those training partners, and the coaches are there week in, week out, and so it was really good. I had some really good experiences, really, really good. But I'm so excited about, like, Invicta, because, like, they've shows in different, states. I know at some stage with them I may potentially have to fight at altitude.
mm,
And that's something, like, I fought at, like, sea level. I fought in Montreal, I fought in Miami, I fought in Abu Dhabi. I've, like, never fought at altitude.
yeah,
So throughout my kickboxing amateur MMA career, like, I live here in Dublin. So something like that, like, I would see that as a challenge, and something that I would like to think, I would embrace, like, show up. So, there's all different factors. It's all really exciting. And I think it'll just, this next stage of my career, it's just, there is that wave of Irish MMA talent, especially like the Irish females, that's coming through. the likes of Danny Nealon, the likes of, we even have amateurs here in our gym who are like absolutely outstanding, competing in the IMAFs, doing unbelievably well.
Yeah, it's definitely an incredible time to be a Irish MMA fan. I must admit, as you said, the regionals as well as the amateurs, the pros, you're literally spreading everywhere. It's an absolute awesome thing to see. Definitely. Right, and with such
Yeah.
an array of talent on the roster, there will be no shortage of potential wars for yourself. But is there anyone in particular that you'd relish colliding with out there?
So I did have one name in mind. However, I do think she's fighting for a different promotion now. It was Caitlin Neal, because, my last opponent had fought her.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, like I'm willing to fight anyone. I've never said no to an opponent, at my weight anyways. Like, obviously being offered bantamweights, I'm short enough as it is for flyweight. But yeah, there isn't anyone, there's no particular name that stands out for me there. Like I said, the title's vacant, and that's kind of what I have my eyes on.
Mm.
So, a tournament, put me in there with like half the roster, let me have a couple of fights on one night, and watch me come out on top. Like, it's, I would love that. I would love to fight in a tournament. I know they've done it for their strawweight title and their atomweight title, so why not be part of a tournament?
It's a great attitude to have. Just line them up and let you do your thing, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. I just think I'm very dynamic from my years of kickboxing as well. Like, I've been in tournaments. That tournament style suits me. And I'm very, quick to adapt to what my opponents are throwing at me, in all aspects. So, I don't see anyone coming out there and surprising me all that much.
Mm.
And I'm like that. I'm training with like a range of like really well-rounded fighters, people who shoot on me, people who can stand up and strike with me. Yeah, I think I have more to worry about in the gym here in SPG in Ireland than I will in the cage over there.
No doubt about it. Excuse me, sorry. But do you have a message for the division right upon your debut?
Oh, just like, I'm a force to be reckoned with, that Irish mentality of like, I'm not here to take part, I'm not here to be, I'm there to take over. Like, the only thing that excites, like not the only thing, like, but like the main thing that excites me is that like vacant belt. It's like it's going to be mine. It's inevitable, and yeah, it's like it's my next goal, and I'm not going to stop till I've achieved it.
I look forward to witnessing it. I'll have to stay up a bit late, but it'll definitely be worth it. It's always worth the dark rings around your eyes to catch you guys out there.
But I appreciate that, Aaron. I appreciate that.
No problem at all. Right, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today, Dee. I wish you all the best for your journey ahead, and I'll definitely look forward to catching you out there, mate.
Thanks so much, Aaron. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, brilliant. Take care.
Absolute pleasure. Right, but last but not least, do you have a message for the Invicta fans and anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
So I would like to just give a shout out to like that, my training partners, my coaches, my family, my friends, and to the Invicta fans. Be excited. I come, to put on a display, fireworks, that dynamic striking, and expect something new from me with every fight. So yeah.